Oh man, the exhaustion's hitting just a little bit. Making shrimp scampi tonight because that's on the docket. I was supposed to do that for the B-Day extravaganza, but decided to go hit sushi instead. So making my world famous shrimp scampi tonight per request of the spouse. But I'm excited. It's like all I want to do in life. I don't care about anything in life anymore. Like I don't even work out right now, which is not good. I need to change that, but I got to get my butt out of bed. That might change with putting the baby on the sleep schedule, or having a little bit more of something that resembles a sleep schedule. It's just hard, man, but it's all I care about is doing fun stuff and making good memories with my kid and my wife and then my future kids. It's all that really matters, honestly. And it's crazy because I was writing today. It was Monday, and in my job, like I said, like many of you don't know, or 5 of you don't know, in my job, I see these small groups of students. I don't have like a full-on teaching class like a lot of people do. I kind of do more of the nitty-gritty type stuff. But there's one thing I experienced that I thought was interesting, and you know, when the kids come in, especially like the older kids, I try to make things fun for them and not like, oh, Fortnite, let's talk about Fortnite. But like a lot of people call it a student-centered education, which is just like a really fancy way of like not just having kids drill these grammar principles that are whack, that no one cares about, not even the teacher. There are things that teachers don't even care about, to be honest, but don't quote me on that, even though I'm quoted here on a video saying that. But allegedly there are things that teachers don't necessarily love or particularly care to teach or do, but you have to do it. You got to do tough stuff. But I try to do a little bit more student-centered because I'm working with students who need a little bit extra help. And you know, school, they might just be you know, a lot of people equate not being able to grasp certain concepts in school with a lack of intelligence, which isn't the case in my opinion. It's really not always the case. Just because you're the square peg that can't fit in a round hole doesn't mean that the square peg doesn't have value. So I just try to make things different, because a lot of times with these students, you make them drill more of the stuff that they're not great at, and it's like, okay, well, how are they going to succeed when you're just like, oh, you need help, let's do more of the stuff in the same way that's difficult for you and that you probably despise and probably gives you anxiety. So I just try to, you know, hit things at a different angle. So I try to have a student-centered educational experience, which is essentially just giving them stuff that they would like to do. So who doesn't like to talk about themselves? Who doesn't like to share about what they like, their interests? You think about a kindergartner, you know, and they're like, my favorite color is purple. It's the same kind of thing. So I had these students of mine just write about their weekend. My prompt was write about your mood, because I could tell they walked in, they're like, I'm tired, I'm bored. It's like, okay, me too, let's get over it, so what? Had them write about their mood, write about their weekend, and write a little bit about what a good week would look like. Like, what would it look like for this week to just go well? And you know, some of the kids, they just say, if I got Starbucks every day today, that means it'd be a good week. But then other kids are more introspective. But I always try to be that kind of leader or that coach that's like in it with the kids. That's why I'd love to be, honestly, like a PE coach, because I'd kind of kill two birds with one stone. I just work out with the kids, get it done, get paid to work out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just try to do things with the students. So I was writing too, and what I wrote for what it would look like to have a great week would be just to have enough time outside of the responsibilities in my daily life to just spend some quality time with my wife and my kid, and my, if I had multiple kids, it'd be multiple kids, but that's what I'd want, is just to have time to spend with my family, just some quality time, because that's just like all that matters to me right now. And it's weird because I feel like I'm living two separate lives. I feel like I'm living the life of like the person in the rat race, where I'm looking at home prices, I'm looking at what I make, what my wife makes. I wish my wife didn't have to work. And that was never in the cards before we had kids, because we just thought like, oh yeah, we'll do our careers. Then we have kids and we're like, screw a career. I want my career to be watching my kid. Which, no offense, if that's your career, you don't value that career. It doesn't make any difference to me, but I'm just like, looking at that, looking at how much money I can make, and I'm thinking about, okay, is there a job I can just get tomorrow that pays me $300K a year, where the wife doesn't have to work and I make enough money and we have enough money for the vacations and to put in the savings and to pay off the student loans? Like, I'm living that life right now, but I'm also living a life where like I just don't care about anything. Nothing matters to me. Clothes, shoes, prestige, my car. Like, I do love my car. It's a base model RAV4 2019, no bells or whistles other than it's got the Apple CarPlay. It was like my first non-clunker car post high school that I got. I love this thing. It's no frills, but no frills, all thrills. But yeah, I live in these two lives where I'm like worried about the future and the college fund and all that crap, and then on the other hand, I write in a journal that I'm doing with my students, like, a good week would look like spending quality time with my family, just being able to sit down and smile and see my kid giggle. And it's weird, like I go to work and I'm in work mode, I'm ready to work and get my stuff done and try to make a little bit of a name for myself, since I'm kind of a young career oriented person. But then when I go home, it's like I do care, like of course I want to do good. I want to be a strong person in my community, but like, I don't let that junk come home with me, because it's just like, no matter how great your job is, no matter how important or valuable what you do is, in my opinion, and it's not the universal truth. I'm just speaking what I experience, what I feel like. What I feel like is like, no matter what job I have, no matter how noble or important or special my job is, when I come home, I just like, none of that matters to me. It all just pales in comparison to like being present with my family. Because like I just recently said, like, dude, all of a sudden I ripped the emotional band-aid off having my daughter sleep in the same room as us. I just was like, okay, we'll just start sleep training today and put her in crib today and figure it out tonight. And I'm like, dude, all this just goes so fast. It all goes so fast. So just living in that balance, living in two different universes, just trying to figure it all out as I go, just trying to make a life happen. So yeah, I don't know. I think in society, I don't know if it's always been like this. It probably has, especially relative to the times, but I just feel like we just got too much going on, too much on the schedule, too much we need to do, too many emails. And it's like, man, I need to figure out how to spend more quality time and to fulfill the dream that I wrote out in my journal today of what a good week would look like. So if this resonates with you, engage in this. And I don't know, I feel like I make this content just so that like maybe one day my kid watches all this and is just able to see what their dad was like, what their dad was going through at some point in time. But also I make this just because maybe it resonates with some people. I might have to talk about that a little bit later. We'll see. All right, peace. Like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever. Bye. Love y'all.